got back from New York and it was a whirlwind of a trip and I need to talk about it. Best vacation ever. If you can learn one thing from me, I hope that it's you need to find friends that travel well with you, because that makes a world of a difference. My best friend is travel goals. My best friend is best friend goals. My best friend is just like human being goals. And I'm gonna kind of cap it there with the niceness because I'm not usually this nice to her, so we're gonna bring it on back. So full disclosure, this vacation, this long weekend was kind of all planned around Jake Gyllenhaal. And if you have watched any of my previous videos, if you follow me in any social media, you know that I'm a big Jake Gyllenhaal fan. Some may say obsessed. I say obsessed. I'm obsessed, but like a healthy kind of obsessed, not like a crazy kind of. It's like it's fun. Like I feel like it's fine. So we'll get to Jake Gyllenhaal in a minute, but the vacation, aside from that wonderful experience, was also kind of spectacular. Not only did we get to eat great food and drink great drinks and walk a lot, and my body hated me for it because when do I ever walk a lot? And I got to stand where Lin-Manuel has stood before, and I got to breathe the same air, the same polluted air that Lin-Manuel had breathed in. The point is that I didn't get to watch Hamilton, but I got to be around the energy of Hamilton, and I feel like that was enough. I mean, it won't be enough forever. I eventually have to see that show or I'm gonna go crazy, but it was enough for the moment. It was wonderfully amazing to just be in front of those doors and know that Lin-Manuel had walked through those doors. He had stood on those steps. So we didn't get to watch Hamilton, but we did get to see Waitress. And holy crap, Waitress is amazing. Did I know I would love it? Of course I did, because Sarah Bareilles wrote all the music and I'm obsessed with her, and Jessie Mueller at the Tonys was pure perfection. So I knew that it was gonna be great. I just wasn't prepared for the roller coaster that it put me through. Can we just talk about the fact that walking into the theater for Waitress, it smells like pie? Not like it kind of smells like pie, no, like it smells like pie. How do they do that? And not only does it smell like pie, they also sell like mini pies in little mason jars. I didn't have one because I was full from dinner, but my best friend had one and she loved it. She thought it was really good. Not only do they sell mini pies, but they also sell customized drinks. And I had a I Don't Want a Baby and it was delicious. And they sold the drinks in these custom cups that are freaking adorable. And sure, it was like, what, $537, but it was worth it. So aside from the pie smelling and aside from the pie making and aside from the customized drinks, the show in itself was a lot. I feel like I cried for the entirety of the second act, but Jessie Mueller kind of just does that to you. Not only that, but oh, I forgot her name. Charity. She plays Becky. Oh my god, after her solo, I didn't plan it. I remember looking directly at my best friend and she's like, I have goosebumps, and I had goosebumps and I had tears in my eyes and I couldn't handle what I had just heard. What I'm saying is, I demand a recording of Charity. I feel like that's her name. I'm really sorry if it's not, but I need a recording of I Didn't Plan It by her. The soundtrack recording is wonderful and beautiful, all in its own, but this, you don't get it. Everyone deserves to hear this version of the song. It was emotional, it was heartbreaking, it was everything that it needed to be all at once, and it brought tears to my eyes, and I could talk about her forever. It was just like a wonderful moment. The point is, you have to watch Waitress. It's a wonderful musical. Jessie Mueller's only playing the lead for I think 4 more weeks, but then Sarah Bareilles is playing Jenna. I don't know if I'm happy for myself for getting to witness Jessie Mueller in all of her magnificent glory, or if I'm jealous for every single human being that gets to watch Sarah Bareilles debut on Broadway. So back to Jake Gyllenhaal, because you know we have to get back to Jake Gyllenhaal. The reason why we were in New York was because Jake was gonna be on Sunday in the Park with George. It's a Sondheim musical. It's a revival. revival. I had never seen it. I had never heard about it. I had never heard the music. I wanted to not know anything before I sat in those seats because I wanted to just take it all in with him on stage in front of me. We were 5th row and it was a lot. I mean, he was literally right there. And it was, I mean, I feel, okay, so a lot is happening in my brain and none of it is coming out. You're gonna think I'm biased, but I'm not. I promise. My friend agreed. He's magnificent. His singing voice is like what I imagine heaven sounds like. That's a little much. Maybe not what heaven sounds like, but he sounds, I didn't know he could sing, okay? And when he opens his mouth, he has a voice that I feel like I'm feeling too much again, just reliving the situation. I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal's acting in anything ever, anywhere is always phenomenal. But on stage, I feel like you just see this raw version of him that you don't get to see in the movie because it's all edited and so much happens before it hits the screen from what he does to where it ends up. I feel like I'm the only one that didn't know what Sunday in the Park with George was about, so if you don't know, you can Google it. It's wonderful and emotional, and Jake's portrayal of George was just connected with me so inherently, maybe because I'm a creative, maybe because I write, maybe because I so often am afraid that everything that I'm working towards is not going to end up the way that I envision it. So the heartache of creating connected with me very, very deeply, and Jake portrayed this character in such a beautifully vulnerable way that I could watch the show over and over and over and over again. And just like I demanded a version of Charity singing I Didn't Plan It, I demand a soundtrack with Jake Gyllenhaal, Annalise, and everyone else on the cast. I need it in my life. I need it to happen. So not only did we get to watch Sunday in the Park with George, but we also got to meet Jake Gyllenhaal.
Julie, why are you waiting outside this theater?
Because I'm gonna meet the love of my life.
Who is?
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Okay.
Okay, great. I'm so glad we're on the same page. I know, I can't believe it either, but it happened. Here's the proof. I now currently exist in a reality where I have met Jake Gyllenhaal, and it was perfect and wonderful, and he was attentive and kind and made eye contact, and I was like, whoa, dude. Stop looking into my soul, dude. But it was wonderful and beautiful, and I'm like the happiest human being ever. So I'm sure that the happiness will fade, and New York had a lot more to it than just the Waitress, the Sunday in the Park with George, and the Jake Gyllenhaal stalking. The main point being, you have to watch Waitress. You have to try to get in and watch Sunday in the Park with George. It's only playing for 10 weeks. So the limited engagement is gonna be very hard to get into, but I promise you that it'll be worth it. We paid $273, a lot of money to get into those 5th row seats, and it was completely worth it. I would pay it 100 times over. I mean, I can't afford it 100 times over, but if I could, I would pay it. So that was my New York vacation. I had a great time. I spent it with a wonderful human being who I appreciate and love, because when I'm like, I'm gonna meet Jake Gyllenhaal, she's like, yeah, you are, let's make it happen. So that's the kind of friends that you need in your life. So the point is, life is great. Things are happening. I'm gonna start posting regularly. I know you guys don't believe me because I've literally never kept my word, but it's gonna happen. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to subscribe, give it a thumbs up. Another thing before I go, I started a collaborative channel with my friend Ernie, who I think is hilarious, who I think is wonderful, who I think complements my personality very well. So we started a channel together. It's called Wine and Cheesemint. The links are gonna be down below. So thank you guys for watching. All the links are down below. Comment anything, comment about how much you're jealous about the fact that I met Jake and he looked into my eyes and we kind of fell in love. And I feel like if we ever see each other again, he's gonna be like, oh my God, you're the girl that I can't stop thinking about. And I'm gonna be like, oh my God, samesies. And it's gonna be wonderful. And I think I've gone crazy.